Hi, welcome back to Elements in Focus. We're so glad to have you here. My name is Grant Soliven.
And I'm Aaron Rheaume.
Grant Soliven, accredited investment fiduciary and director. I'm not actually, that's your title. I'm sorry. Manager of Advisor Operations. Aaron's our director.
Right.
Huh?
I said you'll get that right.
I will, maybe one day. No, Aaron is our true director of financial planning, and we're so happy to have him here. The handsome looks and the brain of the operation. When it comes to what we discuss in Elements in Focus, you've got, for those of us who've been with the show for a long time, I'm so sorry. You're probably getting sick of hearing this. But we've got to say it again and again. What we want to do here in Elements of Focus is kind of walk through what we call 5 critical elements of financial planning. And these are the areas that Aaron, our managing partner, Joe, Darren, Dean, Jamie, our advisors, all see families misdo, unfortunately, because they either weren't with our firm or organization like us, and it's wrecked their financial future and their financial stability. And so it's our job in this show, in this program, to provide little snack bites of information in each one of these topics to give you to ensure that your financial future can be secure and be the way you want it to be. Today, we're going to focus on the investment playbook and talk mostly about what to do with market volatility. Now, we have gotten some feedback. Some people have said, hey, Grant, Aaron, we haven't heard you guys talk about the market in particular. Isn't the investment playbook part of that?
Yeah.
Well, great question, and here's the answer. We do not cover specific market pieces when we cover Elements in Focus because we have something called the market carver.
Correct.
Where Joseph Clark, our managing partner, Adam Harder, and other portfolio managers come on and they actually talk about the economy and the investments and what's going on and what we think is happening in those areas on a weekly basis. So if you would like more of that information, that comes out every week, just like Elements in Focus, but specifically focused on the market, we suggest that you subscribe to that because we will not be talking specifically about things like investments or the economy, etc. We leave that to the market carver. But to get into what to do in market volatility, we're right there right now. At the time of this recording, we're experiencing some market volatility, and it always creates concern with families. So, Aaron, why don't you tee us up for the conversation?
Yeah, Grant, it's a question that we're asked often, and where we have to bring people back is sticking to the plan. We experienced tremendous market volatility in February and March of 2020 when COVID set foot on the shores here in the United States, and there was some unknowns around that. At the time of this recording, it's December of 2021. And we've experienced some market volatility in a lot of 2021. Nothing major, but we've experienced volatility. And so, again, as I mentioned, you have to get people redirected back to the plan. And so if I were talking to you in the accumulation phase of life, meaning that you're building assets over time, you want to continue to make sure you're contributing. Market volatility really shouldn't be a huge fear factor for most folks in accumulation. Nope. So then you take a step into preservation, where the assets that you've built up mean more than what you're contributing to the accounts. You got really just evaluate where you're at in life in that point in time. If you're gearing towards retirement, there might be some things that you might want to tweak to the plan, but we don't want to make any major decisions when we're in periods of market volatility, especially, and just relate that, again, back to 2020, February and March.
Right. Saw
a large downswing, and then within a month's time, the market was back on the way up.
Right.
And so distribution, we might have to look at things a little bit differently at that phase of finance, but then it comes back to topics that we've talked about in the past, is the standard of living, your lifestyle being met from income sources.
Right.
If it is, then you can absorb some of that market volatility. The biggest point is don't make decisions based on fear, panic, and just irrational things when you get into periods of market volatility, because they could set you up for long-term failures.
And don't hear Aaron and I saying that we can guarantee or promise the market's never going to go down. That's not
Correct.
What we mean. The market will go up. The market will go down. It's what it does. But controlling temptation to ride the horse to the high and then avoiding temptation while jumping ship, whether it's the low, comes down to process.
Correct.
I think, Aaron, what you're trying to articulate, it's like that old adage from real estate, right? Location, location, location. When it comes to investing and it comes to market volatility, it's process, process, process.
Yes.
have a process in place, have a team that understands how to keep a process in place so that you can manage those expectations, that fear when that comes along in the market, so that you don't wreck your overall financial security. Individuals that have processes always outperform those who don't, because fear and irrationality don't sink in. Is rationality even a word, or I just make that up? Anyway, regardless, when it comes to questions, we do numbers. I have a calculator for that. Yeah. When it comes to volatility and questions about markets and what you should do, are you succumbing to fear, etc., please schedule a complimentary meeting with the team if we don't serve you and you're not part of our family. We'd love to have a conversation with you. You can reach us at 800-928-4001. You can also send a message to talktofeg@yourlifeafterwork.com. We have an advisory team that's more than happy to connect with you, would love to engage. And if you're one of the families and you're dealing with this right now and you feel like you still need to talk to the advisor that you're working with, please contact us. We're more than happy to have that conversation. But hopefully the Market Carver is also helping explain some of what's going on in our process and our attempt at navigating through that. So thank you for being with us. Always a pleasure and enjoy. If you want more content to digest on who we are and what we do, please seek us out on anywhere podcasting can be found. You can see those options below. You can also hear us on the radio, WIBC, Shine 99, WHPU, etc. We'd love to have you as part of those programs as well. Sign up for the Market Carver if you haven't, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Elements in Focus.